Okay. Time value of money. Time value of money basically means that the dollar that we have in our hand today will be worth more than a dollar received tomorrow. And the reason for that is that one, we can't use it today, right? We can't invest it and we can't earn an interest on it. So if we have a dollar today, $100 today, we can invest that and earn it, earn interest on it, or we can use it to buy something, right? So it's worth more if you're going to get a dollar a year from now, then we lose out on the interest that it may earn in the time being. And then also there's no certainty, right? Things may change and we may not actually get that income in the future. Also, there's inflation every year. Inflation is about 2% a year. So our $100 a year from now will be worth $98, right? Just purely because of inflation. Whereas if we had $100 today and we invested it at the, let's say, cap rate of 5%, we'll have $105 a year from now. Whereas if we got $100 in the future, it's only worth $98. So see how we have a difference, right? On one hand, we have 98 compared to 105. Now do that multiple times, it can make quite a bit of difference. So that's what the time value of money is. It will compare tomorrow's dollars to today's dollar. And then we'll use a concept of compounding and discounting. So basically, we'll take a look at that. So how the investment will grow. Okay, so present value. Present value is today's value, right? Future value will be a certain time in the future. How much will it be worth? Number of time periods will be, so time periods can be months or years. For our purposes, we will use years. Payment is how much money we are paying. So let's say there's a mortgage, we are paying a monthly payment on that, right? So that's the payment we are talking about. Or so payment can be given or received. So if you're renting it out, then we are receiving the payment. If we are borrowing money from the bank, we are giving out the payment. Interest rate is the interest rate that is being charged. And discount rate is the amount we are going to discount it by. So when we said $100 a year from now is only worth $98, we discounted it by 2, right? 2%. So that's what the discount rate is. So if you're going to bring something from future to present, we will discount it. If you're going to take something from present to future, we'll compound it. And this is how it will look. So we have present value. This is the value today. And then we make, let's say we got a mortgage, right? This is the present. We bought something for $200,000. We made a payment of $1,000 every month, right? And or every year, let's say. So 3 years from now, it will be worth X amount, right? So those are the calculations we're going to do. So they will say today is worth this much. 3 years from now, at 10% interest rate, how much will it be worth? So we know the present value. We'll have to calculate future value. So these calculations are very simple. There are only 4 variables. It may seem complicated, but it's not, right? There's only 4 variables. There's a present value, interest rate, the number of periods, and there's the future value. Those are the 4. Sometimes we have 5th one, which is the payment. We don't always have the 5th one. Sometimes we will have it. So those are the 5 variables. 4 of them tend to show up more often. Lump sum calculation. So, all right, so let's do some math. So none of this is important, will not be on the exam. All of the calculations we are going to do will be this one, right? So don't try to memorize the formula. So what we're going to do is we turn our calculator on. There's a white button at the very bottom. It says on. First thing we have to do is clear the calculator. So we press the orange button, and there underneath that there is C. And so under C, this is the clear all. So we clear all, right? Clear all, basically these calculators store the variables in the memory. So we need to clear the variables from the memory. Otherwise our calculations will be wrong. So we always do that. So when it says 1 PYR, so our compounding period is 1, right? So we're not compounding it. When we do mortgages, we are going to compound it twice. Okay, every 6 months it gets compounding. So this one only gets compounded once a year. So the way we would do that is you click on number 1, and then you click on the red button here, and then click on PYR. So yeah, so that sets the compounding period to 1. We're not going to change it. Only for the mortgage calculations, we'll have to change it. Okay, so we did clear all. We set the time period to 1. So in this case, the question that they have given us is, so you are an investor, you're looking to buy a condominium. So what they're telling us, so be careful with the wording, right? So when they say you want to sell the condominium for 300,000, that is the future value. Okay, so this 300,000 is the future value in 3 years and expect a return of 12%. So we have the future value, we have N, and we have I, which is 12%. So asking price. So they may say the asking price is, 3 years from now, the asking price will be 300,000, right? So just read the question carefully because it's easy to get confused between present value and future value because of the way they will word the question. Okay. So in this case, you have 300,000 is the future value. So what you do is you put in 300,000. And then there is the future value button on top. So you click on that, it gets stored in there. And then the next one, so we know 3 years, so we'll press 3 and then press the N.
Sorry, where's the future button?
So at the very top, the first row, those are all the variables we're going to use.
Okay.
Right? So the first row, those are the only variables we are using for these time value calculations. So 3 is N, N is 3, and then the IYR, this is the interest rate, right? So interest rate they have given us is 12%. So we click 12 and store that in there, right? So right now we're only storing, we haven't calculated anything. So basically we said 3N, 12 IYR, and 300,000 is the future value. Now the question is, they want us to calculate. So there's 0 payment, so we're not taking into account any payments, all right? So we need to find out how much is it worth today, right? Interest is 12, future value is 300,000. So now all we have to do is click on present value. So it's very simple. Literally all we did was we just stored some variables and then we clicked on PV, right? And now it says 213,534 and its present value is negative because it represents a cash outflow. So when we buy it, we are giving the money out, right? So that's why it will be negative. When we get the money back, when we sell it, we get the money back. So 300,000 is positive. How's it, Chris?
I missed this. I think I missed this step.
Okay, so we'll try that. There's a question on the exam on this, so you need to know. Okay, so let's start from the very top. So let's do clear all.
Okay.
Press your red button and then clear all.
Yeah.
Okay, the only keys we are going to use from this point onwards will be the top row. Okay. So let's press the 3 years. So we'll press 3 and then press the N button at the very top. So 3N. Yes, so 3, and then we have 12 is the interest rate, so press 12, and then press the IYR button, yeah. Okay, and then press 300,000. Okay, and the future value button, which is the right-hand side, yes. Okay. So we have stored all of our variables now. So we don't actually do the calculations, the calculator does it. So all we have to do now is press the present value PV button. Right? So it's super simple. It seems complicated, but it's super simple. Do you get it, Chris?
I think I got the answer. I got negative 213,534.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Oh, right? I see the answer there. Yeah.
So this is it. So let's try another one. So every time after we are done, when we move on to the new one, first we'll do clear all. So we don't need to do P1 PYR because that's already set. It will show you. So when you do clear all, it will show that. So let's do the red key and clear all. So somebody wants to sell their condo 5 years from now for 500,000. At 10% interest is what they want to earn. So our N is what?
500.
Okay, so variables. So Matt buys a condo, and 5 years from today, he expects to sell it for 500,000. And he wants to earn an interest rate of return of 10%. What is the present value? Right. So first thing will be all just like make a note of what your variables are, right? What is the N in this case?
That'd be 5.
Yes, so it's 5 years, right? So this is number of years, so that would be 5. And then IYR will be?
That'd be 10.
10. That's the interest rate. So IYR means interest per year. Okay. And then future value is 500,000, and we have to calculate present value. So let's do the calculation. So you just do your 5N. 10. Yeah. No, not N. Clear all. Yeah, make sure you're pressing the correct key.
What was the first number again?
So 5.
5N.
Yes. And then 10. And then 500,000. That's future value. That's how much you will get. And now present value, just press PV. What did you get, Chris?
I got negative 310,460 and 66 cents.
Perfect, right? So that's how we calculate present value. Now, the good thing is what they will do is they will give you 3 of these out of 4, right? And they will ask you to calculate the 4th one. Okay, so all you have to do is the numbers that are given, put them, store them in the variable, and just press the one that's not there.